Ladies and gentlemen, MBs, welcome back to another reaction. Today we are listening to Fancy Some More by PinkPantheress. Full disclaimer, starting a lot of these videos off lately with a whole lot of disclaimers, but today we are just doing the remix portion of this album. I've heard the base album, fancy that already. Boo, boo, whatever. But that being said, it's one of my favorite albums of last year. Did this come out last year? Actually, hang on. I gotta fact check myself there. The passage of time has been weird as of late. Fancy that, 2025. Okay, as you can see, love this album. Probably a top 3 album for 2025 for me, and it's probably not 3. So that speaks a lot about my love for this album. Relationship with PinkPantheress, I feel like I've known her for quite a minute. I haven't really dove too deeply into some of her other albums though, so that's potential for the future to react to. I haven't listened to Heaven Knows, to hell with it. I mean, actually I don't think I've really recalled too many of these songs. I mean, I know Pain when that came out, knew Just For Me when that came out, but this other stuff I'm not really familiar with, so potential there for the future. But yeah, banger album. So already know that. One thing I am curious about though for this remix album, so something to consider. We know how the album goes, at least the main parts. I'm curious how this remix album is going to go, because in some instances there's multiple duplicates of songs. You know, Legal, there's 2 of them. You know, Girl Like Me only has 1, but like Stateside, there's 3 remixes. Is it going to be a remix album where it's the same instrumental, same verse, same everything, and then just another person hopping on it, or is there going to be different beats? Is Pink gonna do some different verses? I don't know. That's mainly what I'm gonna be looking for, and just having fun. This is gonna be just kind of a more fun reaction than being like, ooh, this song's actually about this. Just a viber. Gonna do a little bit of contrast and comparison, and obviously a lot of these artists I feel like I've become, you know, more acquainted with as of the channel. So shouts out to you guys for putting me on to Zara, Larsson, and Jade, but also has some other kind of favorite artists, personal favorite artists, you know, like Oklou, JT, etc. So just want to note that. Now, typically I read the Genius background just as background behind the album, but I'm gonna be so real, there's really not a whole lot to say about the remix album. It's gonna be more production leaning as per usual, but I feel like because we know the songs even more so, and a lot of personal anecdotes. As always, this video is going to be unedited on the Patreon, so if you want to check that out or just support and watch other videos as well, including some exclusive reactions that's on there live currently, so you can check that out, and also do these reactions live on Twitch, so please check that out as well if you so choose. But otherwise, you watching this video is more than enough, so I appreciate you watching. Oh, and one last thing. Another big reason why I'm doing this reaction now. This is recorded like a week after the end of the Olympics, and I'm gonna be honest, the Alyssa Liu hype is just like mind-blowing. Y'all put me on the Zara Larsson like a couple weeks ago, so I'm kind of being put on to the world right now, and it's only kind of fitting with that. There's that as well, so just gotta mention that. Anyways, okay, track 1, Illegal, featuring Anitta. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of a dive onto some of these artists as I click on them. I don't think I really know Anitta. Looks like she's in the Sao Paulo weekend. As you can see, Dawn FM's behind me. I love that album, and honestly I love some of the other Weekend albums, but in any case, I love that song though. I think that song's a banger, depending on how other people think about it. I think it's fantastic. So I am familiar, I guess, with her voice in that, but let's hear Illegal featuring Anitta. Okay, right off the jump, a little bit of some instrumental differences. Instead of jumping right into the vocal, we get a little bit of an instrumental thing here. Ooh. I had to check my levels for a second, make sure the audio didn't cut out. Ooh. Oh, the harmonies. Her vocals are really sliding on this. They fit the instrumental perfectly. Oh, I gotta pull the... Not like I read this, but... Looks like it's Spanish, question mark? And later on we can talk on it instead. Okay, PinkPantheress is really taking a back seat here. Okay, there you are. Ooh. Okay, she's enunciating this a little bit differently. She's singing this differently. Okay, I love this. I think this bass line's a little bit different too. Maybe it's not. Whoa! That scream in the background's crazy. Who did this beat? Let's do a little bit of production analysis while we're at it too. XL Arvid? Oh, transition? Okay, no. Okay, so cool. Also, that beat coming in here is totally different. Like, totally different. So, great song to start. I know we're kind of doing the same sequencing as the original album, you know, starting with Illegal, then into Girl Like Me, but obviously we're doing all the Illegal remixes first. So how are we going to judge these? I don't even know how we're going to really kind of judge these. I'm kind of mixed typically, sometimes on remixes, just because, again, it's like, why would I listen to a remix when I can just listen to the OG song? I think Anitta's voice was pretty fantastic. I will say, I don't think compositionally it added too much to the song. I think really this could have gone either way. I think if the original song sounded like this, I would have been fine with this, and I would have kind of accepted this as the OG. But in terms of remix, I think it was just kind of fun just to kind of show respects to Anitta. I'm sure it was fun, both of them just kind of collabing. And honestly, I feel like that's kind of probably a lot of the case on a lot of these remixes. Probably just a fun to do, like you got the hype of the OG Fancy That, right? And you got a bunch of colleagues and probably a lot of like people you're looking up to on this album. So in any capacity that they're willing to be on it is awesome. But good to know that this is kind of like the Brat remix album. I know it's kind of like, wow, what a frame of reference, but that it's kind of like the Brat remix album, where some songs were pretty similar, with just added verses, but others are a little bit more remixed. So we heard just kind of the added with extra verses. Let's hear kind of a little bit more of a remix. Now, 17, I believe, is a K-pop group. Yeah. Okay. I'm familiar with the name. Some people have asked me to react to K-pop. I've fallen a little bit out of it, so maybe there's some opportunity there. So if you want me to check out 17 or some other groups, I know BTS, I was just talking about that they're releasing a new album. If you want me to check that out, let me know. But let's get on track 2, Illegal with 17. Since also seems to be one of the second biggest streamed song on this remix, so curious to note about that too. Ooh! A little bit more staccato piano here. Really sharp bite on this transient hit here of this piano. Okay. With the guy harmonies underneath, that's cool. Nice beat cut. Whoa. Listen to how sharp this piano is. It's like so, there's like no release, no sustain. It just like, the cutoff is crazy. I love that. It's so dry, no reverb. It's just. Okay, that noise in the background, I had to make sure it was my cat outside. It was a crazy noise. I like that melody line. I like that it used her hey, but then he's still singing. Man, listen to this drum break. It got really heavy here. I think there was a little bit of a inflection difference for a second. Ooh. Okay, a little halftime trap action, okay. This is such an interesting beat change up. Harmonically, it's the same. I think even the bass tone and line is the same. But this extra staccato piano on top, with like this kind of like just extra drum break on top, spices it up just enough with kind of keeping the bones intact. Okay, just a quick cut there. Okay, well, let me run that back real quick. I just want to click on 17 real quick. I want to go back to them and just kind of see 1, 2, 13? 13 piece X. Okay, so there's 13 of them. I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't tell you I don't know. Were all of them in the song? I know some K-pop groups, like when they feature on other songs, or even just in their own songs. I know not all the time everyone's featured, so I'm kind of curious who is featured. But I think they had a great tone. I think with Pink's higher vocal, just in general, with kind of the lower vocal of the guy, for some artists, you know, they duplicate their own voice or they try to sing in like a lower register to harmonize. I think Pink does a fantastic job just singing in general, but I think having the just organic guy texture here really kind of made a nice texture just in general. I don't know, texture, I guess. But speaking of textures, though, again, the sound palette here, very sharp piano, very modern. I like that kind of spin on it. And I feel like not much changed, but enough changed where it felt fresh. Honestly, not to compare here, I do like this one that it mixed things up a little bit more. I think I would listen to that one. Not that the first one was bad or anything, but I think it's a little bit too similar to the OG song. I like these kind of reinventions better yet. So. Okay, let's get into track 3, Girl Like Me, featuring Oklou. So I have listened to Oklou. I think her new album, Choke Enough, is fantastic. So love her. Girl Like Me, probably like a top 3 song personally on the OG album. So I'm excited to hear kind of what she does on this. Okay. Already different beat. Fitting. I don't know if it'd be cool, but I don't know if I can imagine Oklou on the original beat. Whoa. Whoa, this is a vibe. Let it all go. I feel like the original album is very UK, but this is like but this has like a different, like almost like burial and like atmosphere. The more dark, moody, the beat really isn't doing that, but this synthy, dark synth bass, orchestral thing, like string thing even going on right now is very that. God, I love that ooh, that snare tone moment, but it's so perfect. It's like opening up like a cash register or something. Is it Oklou? Have I been mispronouncing it wrong the whole time? I'm gonna be so honest. I haven't seen it or heard it pronounced. I'm gonna be so honest. Any interaction with that album is purely online, and takes place in here in the interwebs. So okay, Oklou. Good to know. Thank you for mentioning that. I tried really hard before the stream to make sure I got Alyssa Liu's name correctly. Still potentially could be getting that wrong, but only to find out that we still are getting names wrong. But okay, I like that one. I'm saying that with a little bit of hesitance because I think the OG Girl Like Me beat is fire. I think it's incredible. But that being said, I gotta give them props. So this is a remix album. They totally reinvented the song. Way more chill vibe than as upbeat and up tempo as the OG is. Let's say the OG has like this really like buzzy bass thing going on here, and I feel like the bass has such like a big presence, and I feel like it still does here, but just totally different. Like they totally filtered it, made it way more low and dark, but I feel like that rumbling bass is still present. So like again, mentioning the bones of like the last song, you know, still being present, I still feel that here, but I really feel like this was kind of more like an Oklou song featuring PinkPantheress, but I think that's kind of what I'm looking for. I guess by the end of this, hopefully we'll kind of figure out what I'm trying to get from a remix album, but yeah, that was cool. It took a song that I already knew and loved and kind of put in a different vibe. So listen, now we can listen to, honestly, we can listen to the song, the original song going out to the club, and this is a song you put on when you're coming back from the club. So love that. All right, let's get into track 4, Tonight, featuring Jade. Now, I think the original Tonight, let's see, how many streams does the original Tonight have? 86 million. That's a lot of streams, but if we're comparing it to Illegal's numbers of 192 million, I love Illegal. I think Tonight should have more than that. I'm gonna be so real. I think Tonight is one of those songs that kind of got away. Again, still got a lot of attention, but I think Tonight should have been like the song of the summer. I love that song. So what is Jade gonna do on this? Again, shouts out to you guys for putting me on to Jade, but let's peep Tonight. Probably just gonna be a Jade feature type beat, but we can rock out here. God, this beat is perfect. It's so good. I leave my bedroom with my posters of you up. I do this all because you're my superstar. Okay, so far, no beat changes or anything though. The original is great, so don't need to change it, but I haven't heard any cuts or harmonizing of vocals. God, this bass is so wonky. This is... Sorry, I had to hit it. This like lower bass voice thing is what I was talking about earlier. It's Pink's voice, but just pitched down. Okay, locking in. Okay. Okay. I think about this goes round and round in my head. You know I can't take the moment till you're right there in my bed. Do you understand? Yeah. You're flirting makes me. Okay. I gotta run that one back. So the way she kind of came in, I was like, okay, this is cool, but it's kind of adding a whole lot so far. It's kind of just following the original vibe, but that was cool. Taking the original melody line, but then kind of stacking it up. This is what I'm looking for here. Oh, and the harmonies too. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Vocalizing. Adding some extra layers here. This last chorus, they better synergize here. Double vocal. I feel like I'm coaching right now. I'm not even listening. I'm just... I love that piano section there. It's so catchy. Ooh. What you gonna do about stars in your eyes? All right. That was a cool remix. In terms of adding things, kind of kept things pretty in the same bag, but you already kind of know what Jade can do. Loved her album. That album was fantastic. But yeah, I think that was a really cool way that she took the original melody and did a spin on it. I think that's kind of the best way to go about a remix. It's because it's familiar. If you're gonna kind of be doing this like same pocket as the original sort of thing, I think that's also fun. I think that's like a tasteful way to kind of mix things up and spice things up here. So yeah, that was fun. I can't remember how many hours can I say. How many were in my makeup? Okay, now is it better than that verse though? I don't know. That's tough because you got to think about what you're replacing there. I love Pink's verse, her second verse in the original. So is Jade's a worthy replacement? Maybe. I think this is kind of a perfect opportunity where you can kind of interchange them just for a nice little fun kind of switch up. But all right, let's get into track 5, Stars featuring Yves. I know the name because I know that they featured on the Underscores remix for Do It just a couple weeks ago. So I'm familiar with that, but otherwise I don't. Former member of Luna. Okay. Stan Luna. We know that. We know that. All right, let's get to track 5, Stars featuring Yves. Kind of a vibe here. Ooh. I can see this going hyper pop, or I can see this. Okay. Wait, hang on, let him cook. Now she's watching you head to toe. When you leave, that's where she'll go. Okay, quick pause before the beat. One thing I want to note, I know I'm not doing it in this reaction, whatever, but I love, and I think that's awesome that she actually has Basement Jaxx on the Tonight remix. It'd be crazier if Basement Jaxx was on this song, but I think it'd be a little bit too on the nose. So the reason I say that is because Basement Jaxx actually is what the lyrical line there is what she sampled. So if we go to Basement Jaxx, oh my gosh, Basement Jaxx. Okay, hang on. See that boy just standing over there. So that's the melody line, right? It was inspired by this, obviously, you know, banger song, but I feel like a lot of the Fancy That album just in general is really inspired by some older classics, but there's a direct sample as well. You'll hear in a second. That's the sample. Fresh. That's in the PinkPantheress song as well. So some cool sample usage, but really cool to see Basement Jaxx being on this album as well. So quick tangent aside, let's get back in the stars. I'm actually gonna run this back a little bit. Okay, good vibe set in here. Liking the backing vocals provided here. In the city. Okay, feeling like a little bit trolled now. I was waiting for that beat to go crazy. There's a vibe too, but okay. That was an interesting chord there. Dun, dun. Interesting resolution. I'm not okay. I was gonna say, is this gonna drop? I don't know. I was thinking for a second that it was gonna just stay back the whole time. I like that this is kind of dropping, but like not really. Like we're not going super big drop thing here. Just kind of still kind of staying that vibe that we're kind of got from the chorus. Put stars in your eyes. That's the sample. I was trying to wait for it for a full circle moment. Yeah, another more chill remix. I think this one, I still love the OG. Probably a little bit of some bias there. I know I'm saying, someone count how many times I say OG in this recording. It's just the terminology I'm using here. I love the original. I love the original instrumentation, but I think this was another chill one. Kind of in the same vein where I said, you know, the Girl Like Me remix is kind of like that after going out vibe. Kind of getting the same vibe here. Just kind of a chill one. So great that I can listen to the song in a different context. Although I'd listen to Stars whenever. Also, that was a, I wouldn't say introduction, but good to be introduced a little bit more so to her as well. One thing I will note is this is really quite the variety of artists from different regions as well. We have two Korean artists, Anitta, who's seemingly some sort of Spanish. Let's see, she's from Brazil. Okay. Oh, was that Portuguese in the illegal remix? Ooh, forgive me if I said Spanish. I'm sorry. I don't speak Portuguese. I can't speak English either, it looks like. Okay, but yeah, anyways, cool blend of different artists. So honestly, cool that she got another Korean artist for this as well. But let's get into track 6, Noises plus JT. Again, love JT. If you know me, Okay is the best song of all time. Oh, I forgot she was on Muñequita. That song's banger. Ran Out's banger. We love JT. JT is incredible. I'm kind of curious what she's gonna do over Noises, but hey, let him cook. Original beat. I think she can just bar out on this. I can feel it. love the chorus part here coming up. If you can call it a chorus, I guess. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Step on hoes, I upgraded the stumping. I'm with my
a little bit of a different beat.
For pounds in London. Ghetto cunt, front page, they ain't see it coming. I'm in that
okay, I'm glad we're keeping the original beat.
I got a movie. I'ma pay that bitch just to let that hoes me.
Okay, sing it a little bit.
High as fuck, counting palm trees. The only one on the mind, I need some company. All in the mall, popping
Okay.
tags. I'm litty as a bitch.
I was about to say, please don't end the verse there. Keen heart sound effect in the background. I might have to run that back. That was fire. I was kind of a little bit overwhelmed with just everything. Okay, I'm glad that she had more than like 4 bars. That's the other thing I want to say about some of the other songs or like remixes where it feels like the artist just punches in, then they punch out. I love this. Also, I love that the beat didn't do some like, I don't know, I feel like I normally want to hear JT over a beat like this, which is also fun for a lot of these remixes too. It's like I would normally want to hear artists over some UK production type beat stuff like this. So I'm glad that they didn't do like a telephone where Beyonce comes on and the beat switches up. That part bangs, but it's like, why do we have to switch up the beat here? So I'm glad we kept it in the pocket. I'm gonna run this back. So I'm probably gonna skip ahead for the video, but Patreon, you get to listen to me yap about this again. What a cool instrumental, just in general. Just on this little guitar riff, breathe.
1, 2.
With the hard cut. Okay, yeah, that was another cool one. I think that one added enough. I think really the original song, I mean, all of PinkPantheress' songs are really short, but I think the original one was short enough where I think pretty much just inserting JT's verse was enough to make the song give it a second life, essentially. So maybe a little bit of bias. We love JT, but I think this is an instance of probably the songs of the remixes so far where it's kind of stayed the same instrumentally and an artist hops on. I think this one's probably my favorite so far, just because of that reason. But also I think JT snapped as well, so there's that too. So all right, we're about at the halfway point. We're in track 7, Nice to Know You with Sugababes. Now, Nice to Know You. This one is the true like UK one. Okay. Almost forgot, but Sugababes. I'm not familiar with who this is. Push the button. Okay, I don't know the song, but it bangs, so I'm adding that to the like songs. But okay, quick tangent aside. So I guess now we know one song by Sugababes. But let's get into track 7. Nice to Know You featuring Sugababes. How long? Let's get a gauge here. 2 minutes 50 seconds. 2 minutes 49 seconds. So maybe it's the same beat. No. Okay, we're cooking. Ooh, okay, harmonies. Turning it up, like crazy mode. Am I? That bass line instantly sold me. Whoa! The fluttered bass thing in the background? Or synth? I don't know. I'm gonna pause in a second here before this second verse. This is fire. This honestly, we're already like barely into this one, but I think this one might be my favorite remix so far. This beat switch up is fire. I know it probably has a little bit less streams just because I feel like the OG probably has a little bit less streams. Yeah, just I feel like it's probably not one of the more popular of the originals, so I can probably understand that for this as well. But please give this one a shot because I think this one's doing a great job of keeping the same vibe. It's still kind of like the original song has like this really kind of dark atmosphere that I feel like some of these other tracks have kind of taken on as well, and I feel like they still kind of kept that, but this is like the inverse where they're taking a little bit more of a darker, more muddy, mysterious track, sonically mysterious, and kind of amping it up, but also again still kind of keeping its identity intact of still being kind of more grungy and dirty. So I love what they're doing here. I'm gonna run this back a couple bars, but also I think Sugababes' vocals, I know we only heard that snippet of the one song, but I think they're really adding a lot here. That stabbing synth on top. What was that? Nice. Okay. Yes! Nice drop-in. Sick fade count. Okay, the lasers are going crazy right now. They're going shoo, shoo, shoo. Okay, we're still driving this beat here. The way this instrumental cut out, leaving just pretty much just cutting the bass out, totally mixable for DJs. DJs start playing this. Yeah, that was fire. Honestly, I think that might be into a top 3 of the remixes so far. I've always kind of personally, I think on the original album, I think the original album is so, listen, the up-tempo bangers on the original are just so perfect that I think kind of slowing things down. Well, it's still a good song. I think kind of, it's not my favorite on the original, so I think this is really bringing some life into it for me personally, and I think this is just perfect. It seems like Sugababes seems like they're a little bit more of like a, say it with me now, OG UK group, so it's cool that she got them on this track seemingly. Yeah, that was cool. I'm not familiar with Sugababes, but that was a great introduction. So let's get into track 8. I'm gonna be so real. I gotta look this up. I always forget how to pronounce her name. It's just Minogue.
Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue. Thank you. I'm sure that was loud as hell. It looks like on the mixer, it looks like it peaked like crazy. But Kylie Minogue is the GOAT, despite me not really knowing how to pronounce her name. But another instance where I feel like I see it in Spotify, I don't really say the name. So we're into the Stateside stretch. One thing I will note, Stateside on the original album is also another one that I think is great, but definitely not my favorite. So, but obviously it seems to have kind of taken another life of its own from TikTok, and obviously just the streams in general. So it seems people are taking a liking to it. Seems to be why there's 3 remixes for it. But a lot of opportunities to spice things up here. Of course, you know, we got the Zara Larsson remix at the tail end of this. But let's get into the first one. Track 8, Stateside plus Kylie Minogue. Okay. Stateside beat. Okay, vocals. This is a great verse melody though. Okay, one thing I'll say, I went through these mental gymnastics. I'm talking over this because I've heard the song. I've done the mental gymnastics explaining why I feel the way I feel about Espresso. But really, doing the same thing here. The melody lines of the verse, the chorus are just perfect, so I don't even know why I was kind of having a hunch on this song. Like, that's so catchy. The melody line there is so good. Okay. All right, Kylie, what are we doing here? Nice groove here going on in the background. Okay. Okay, hearing the double vocal here. I'm hoping there's more. Aussie. I like that. I like that the original is British. Here we got Aussie, and then in the Zara Larsson one is Swedish. Nice little touches there. But I already feel the wrath of God. I already feel judgment beaming down on my back. Shouts out Kylie the GOAT. You know, can't get you out of my head. Banger. Won't ever let that, you know, won't ever take that away. She's a true OG. Not just the song versions, whatever. She's same vein as, you know, Sugababes. So really cool legacy track, you know, type beat. You know, cool to have that homage, whatever. But respectfully, I don't think this really added too much. I don't think this really did a whole lot. I think this one might be a little bit of my least favorite of the bunch. Again, I think her inclusion was fine, but I don't think it really warranted its own remix other than putting her name on it, I suppose. I think you can kind of swing it either way, whether you listen to the original or this one. I think, you know, it doesn't really change too much. So, I mean, maybe just the voice differential, you know, might be worth it to a listener, but that doesn't sway me either really way of what kind of what I heard here. So, please don't kill me. It's just kind of how it be. All right, let's get into track 9, Stateside again, but with Bladee here. I can't imagine Bladee being over the original beat, so I'm imagining something a little bit more, you know, Drain Gang inspired here, a little bit more Bladee. So let's get into track 9 with Bladee.
I'm freezing outside, I feel my skin tight.
Right.
My coat is inside, but I look up at you. I tried your playboy, the one you're in tonight. Tell me when is the next time I'll run into
I don't know Bladee super well. I mean, obviously I'm familiar. I mean, but I've never listened to any Bladee albums. But I know when he features on like Skrillex and every EDM artist remix ever, so it's fitting Bladee is here too, but okay. Okay. I gotta run this back real quick. There's something weird going on with the beat. It was like swelling, but yeah, that background swell gets so quiet to the point where it almost like just turns off. Whoa, surfs up Brian Wilson, nice. Surfs up Beach Boys. Shouting out. I love this like trancey melody line on top here. Whoa! This is okay. This is straight up just a Bladee song, but I love that they're giving Bladee. However you feel about Bladee is one thing, vocally, and even just production-wise. But I love that PinkPantheress really let him kind of do what he needs to do on this. I'll give him the timing differences on Pink's part. It's like a little bit more like on beat. Okay, love him or hate him, I feel like Bladee, you know, in voice and sonically, however, whatever music terms you want to use, is fairly polarizing. But I got to give him props here of just, I think that was just a great switch up. I think that was falling in line with like the Oklou remix, where it really kind of was made to fit the remix artist rather than an artist kind of complying with the original beat. I think that was cool. That being said, I think this was a cool remix. I know what I've said previously about some of these songs, spicing things up, but I would almost argue, I still like this one, but I'd almost argue this one did a little bit too much, where I feel like there was barely any PinkPantheress. Like, this was almost entirely a Bladee song. I'm sure, you know, you had some little bit remix and chopped PinkPantheress vocals thrown in there from the original song, but other than, like, the bass chord progression, pretty much nothing was the same. I think it was still cool. More of a Bladee song featuring PinkPantheress, which, again, maybe you can argue is the point of some of these remixes, and I like that Bladee made his own, but I don't know, kind of doing a little bit of a hypothetical argument here of kind of swinging either way why you might like this song. I think it was cool. I think I might just listen to the OG Stateside, but cool that Bladee did his thing. So, or I might listen to Stateside with Zara Larsson. Now, again, I know I mentioned at the beginning, Lissa Liu, obviously saw her performance, including the Donna Summer skating performance, but also to Stateside with Zara Larsson. And of course, the song is just everywhere. We're familiar with this, so not a blind reaction, but we're gonna vibe out. So track 10, Stateside with Zara Larsson. I love this beat switch up. It's still in the same pocket as the original, but that like bass roll doing. Okay, it's not doing it here, of course. It almost sounds like timpani or something. It's so interesting. Oh, my fault. I messed that up. The lyrics are right there.
You're taking my control. Never been abroad before, but I'm knocking through your door. But you're nice, so I stay. Never met a British girl, you say. No one treats me this way. All the boys out here the same. What can I say? What can I do? I'm trying to be the girl that you're talking to.
Okay. A little bit of Zara's vocals before she comes in. Hinting at her coming in here. I like that. Not just, you know, it's not just this part Pink, this part Zara Larsson, you know, slowly introducing her. Love that. Good sequencing. God, this verse is already so iconic. Kissing my Swedish boy over FaceTime. Who knew? Moving up would make me. Also bars. Boots, that's my ego boost. Like, come on. Like, this part has been like my stim for like the last like month. I feel like it just, I don't know. I can't stop saying it. It's just so catchy. Also, wait, was that the Metal Gear Solid? I don't think I've ever heard that. The Metal Gear Solid phone sound, that was crazy. Also, this is a bar. Who knew Open It Up would make me a headline? I feel like everyone kind of focuses on this line or this line, but that's a bar. That's a bar and a half right there. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna pause real quick. I gotta let my cat in. Hang on, give you just 1 second. Shouts out to Toulouse. Toulouse wanted to make an appearance as per usual. He was meowing at the door, so I gotta let him in. Of course, came at the perfect point. Gotta cover your bum so you don't flash the camera as you did in the Ariana video. All right, I'm gonna run this back. Just the whole verse. The American dream. Oh my God, I don't even think I interpreted that lyric. That's a great lyric too. I've been touring stateside, kissing my Swedish boy over FaceTime. Who knew opening up would make me a headline? Boots, that's my ego. Lou, what are you doing, bud? So true. Lou likes this too. Oh my God. Kingdom Hearts sound effect again. Oh, my fault. You can be my American boy. What's going on, bud? Oh, lower harmony there. Sorry, man. And letting Zara finish out here. Never met a Swedish girl, you say. No one treats me this way. Are all boys I hear the same? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, that should have been the original. I think that is any sort of feelings I had about the original Stateside, they cooked on this. I think the beats just drives. It's a little bit more driving than the original. So even if it was minus Zara Larsson, I think it would be, you know, pretty top tier, but Zara's part again is iconic as well. So I mean, you already got the iconic part for the PinkPantheress part, and then Zara did her thing on this. I got it again. Shout out to you guys for putting me on the Zara Larsson. I didn't really know who she really was. I knew a couple of the songs, you know, I know Symphony, I knew Lush Life, but other than that, I didn't really know her. Other than the damn Midnight Sun clip. popping up on Twitter every day. But yeah, she cooked. This is like a modern. I don't want to go as far as say modern classic, but like seriously, like it has. It's really quotable. It's really quotable. It's so catchy. It's perfect. So, all right, let's get in the last two tracks. Two Romeos. Romeo with Ravyn Lenae, which we do love Ravyn. Ravyn is incredible. Curious to hear what she does. Seen Ravyn live at Lala last year, so curious if it's going to be the same original beat or if it's going to be something different. It's going to track 11. Romeo. Ooh. Whoa. Cool drum groove here. Stop eating my fingies. Oh. This is an interesting beat for Ravyn to go on. Everybody likes when I tell them so. Ow. Okay. How are we gonna cook here? Ooh. Whoa. This kick is going crazy right now. It matches her vocals perfectly. Okay, I'm gonna run that back. I was a little bit stun locked on the kick going in there. God, Ravyn has such a unique voice. It's so perfect. You could never be confused if you hear a voice on who it is. Hey! Hey! Not on camera. I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry. Yeah. Doing like a real kind of baseline movement here. Kind of going this stepwise motion thing. But it's cool that with that being like a synth, like wide Reese type bass, not really a Reese bass, but cool to kind of emulate that with the synth bass. But whoa, buddy, you're really clocked out here. All right, yeah, that was a chill vibe. As far as remixes go, I think that stayed pretty similar to the OG. Not really. I mean, obviously the beat was totally different, but I feel like it had the same vibe as the original. Okay, trying to use our words here. I feel like it had the same vibe as the original, despite the drums being totally different and a little bit more up tempo. I think that was really crazy the way I could have imagined Ravyn on the original beat. I could have imagined Ravyn on the original beat. So for her to get such a wacky beat like this was honestly cool. I honestly love that for Ravyn, and that she was willing to experiment with that. Now I'm kind of curious. I feel like Ravyn has some wacky beats, like even like the Venom beat. Like this song bangs. Pretty wacky beat, so it's cool to know that she's keeping that wacky beat trend with the remix. All right, let's get into the final one. We'll stretch this out so I can hang out with my cat. Put him to bed. Track 12, Romeo. Now this is a name I have seen. I've seen the album artwork for her latest album. I think it's her latest album. Devastating Turn of Events. It says they like some songs, but those are from Daylist, so I'm not really familiar with her as an artist or this album, so I could listen to this maybe in the future. Let me know. But Chinouriri? Rachel Chinouriri? Please correct me if I'm wrong. But Romeo, so let's rock this out.
You're my Romeo, and I just changed
okay.
My name, now it's Romeo. Okay, I might just
rocking out like this.
Despite your biggest stuff is to turn you on. You're my Romeo. Radio. You play your favorite songs.
God, I love that extra bass hit here.
And still I feel you through all your audio. Despite my biggest stuff is to turn it off. You're my Romeo.
God, this original beat's so good. I love the strings on that. sample again from her.
Like it's magic, Romeo. You're all I can imagine. Romeo. We can make some beats in the studio.
Okay.
But then come pick me up, 'cause I know you will.
I guess a little instrumental break here.
Thank you for waiting. But I have something to tell you, and it's complicated. I met someone last night, and he just does it
Right. Nice, nice. Nice phrasing.
It's over. He helped me move my sofa. He's a chauffeur.
Okay.
I knew you'd be in Paris.
That was a fun.
You let yourself fall in love.
Hang on, I gotta run this back. That was fun.
Someone last night, and he just does it right. Now I love him.
It's over. He helped me move my sofa.
He's a chauffeur.
That's fun. I love that.
I knew you'd be in Paris. That's done. You let yourself fall in love. Now you have no one. Inside. Oh, Romeo, there's something in the air now.
You're my Romeo. Everybody laughs when I tell them so.
I feel like it's magic, Romeo. You're all I can imagine. You're my Romeo. Always saying something.
Okay, get some Annie's vocals here.
I feel like it's magic, Romeo.
I'm hoping we get a little bit more Rachel to close this out. We're getting a little bit, but
Always saying something to throw me.
I think we might just get the one verse, which is a shame because I loved Rachel's part.
You're all I can imagine.
Clapping out, getting some applause here. All right, fancy some more? PinkPantheress, banger. That was really fun for an album for a remix album. I love that she had enough candidates to even do some of these duplicate remixes. And while some of them weren't my favorites, or I don't even say that because that even sounds a little bit too pessimistic. While I like some more than others, I love that everyone that wanted a chance seemingly got their chance. And while some people kind of stayed on the original beats and kind of just added a verse and kind of fulfilled that sort of a remix, I like that there was some more different beat remixes. Some, a little bit more staying in the pocket of the original song vibe, some totally reinventing it. So in terms of remix album, this really had something for everyone, seemingly, if you like the original album. So as a remix album, if we're judging it like that as our first remix album on the channel, I think this did a fantastic job. I think there was only kind of a couple I would maybe cut, but for the most part, I think it did a great job fulfilling the atmosphere of the original. So only thing I gotta say is, hey, where's my intermission remix? Who could have popped up my intermission remix? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. As always, it's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter one once I'm done editing it. Just kind of a vibe. I can even kind of expect less people to show up for this one just because, again, it's a remix album, not listening to the OG. But if you made it this far, thanks for being here. Appreciate you turning up on kind of these more and more chill reactions. Just kind of had some stuff going on in the IRL, so just kind of want a more of a chill vibey one. So I'm glad you could share this moment with me and my cat Toulouse and Mother Cat Pilchard, who's outside the door. So I'm gonna hang out with them. Thanks for being here. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.